What's up, MMA fans? It's Tudor Leonte from Sherdog here, and today I'm with the new ONE FC featherweight champion, Tan Lee. What's up, Tan, and how are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Welcome back on Sherdog. The first question I'd like to address here is, how are you spending your summer?
Right now, just traveling, training. I'm in Virginia right now at Ryan Hall's 50-50 Jiu-Jitsu, helping him get ready for his fight. And then the summer's just been a lot of training and letting my finger heal and trying to get back on course as far as camp goes so we can get these fights going.
What's up with your finger?
So I broke it in the fight against Martin. And I think it was one of the first couple of punches I threw. It was like a drop hook into, I think it hit him in the forehead. And it ended up giving me a pylon fracture on that finger. So it's been 3 surgeries later and finally got it on track and ended up replacing the joints. So we're all good and trying to let that heal up as quickly as possible so we can get in that cage and defend the belt.
I guess that's the main reason we haven't seen you competing, in this year so far. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. If I would have had it my way, we would have already defended the belt once, maybe even twice. I'm definitely want to stay active, so it's just a matter of time on the healing part, and then obviously just getting the contract right with ONE Championship, and then we are good to go.
So listen, in your latest fight, you defeated Martin Nguyen and captured the belt. What the first question here is, what do you remember from that night?
I mean, I'm usually relatively mellow and calm throughout fight week and fight day, so I've got a good sense of how I was feeling and everything throughout the day. I know a lot of people sometimes they get angry and fight and kind of lose, they forget what happened or lose a sense of themselves. But, we're pretty mellow, pretty calm, pretty stoic throughout the process. It was, a beautiful day in Singapore and ended up getting to the venue, relaxing, hanging out, getting a nice little warm up. And the warm up went great, walked out, was feeling really good. I was in a really good place as far as enjoying the moment, kind of taking it all in, even though it was a crowdless venue, you can still feel the energy of the show that ONE puts on and the show they put on for the fans. And it's really cool to feel that energy still. Obviously, it all was on the line, fighting for the belt. So it was very exciting. I was very happy to be there. And those are the main feelings that were going through my body. And then obviously throughout the fight, the fight started pretty well. The first couple rounds went our way completely. It was pretty much one-sided. I was landing all the shots. I think Martin ended up landing a couple of leg kicks, maybe a kick to my forearm guard. But we were dinging shots off of his face, off of his head. Landed a lot of twos, a lot of movement, a lot of hooks. And then third round, he came in, a lot of pressure. And obviously with that enhanced pressure, that's going to leave you open for some shots. And that's what he caught. He ended up mixing it up, putting the pressure on against the cage, throwing a big 2. And I just got inside of it with my own right hand and got out the way. And once I saw him stumble, it was the beginning of the end. So I just swarmed him. I'd rather have not looked like 2 deer on ice kind of falling around, but it was places to improve, obviously, but got the finish, got the knockout, and then all the emotions just hit me right after that.
You put on a magnificent performance that day. You also displayed some footwork finesse, during your fight. My question here is, was that your strategy, from the beginning? Was that the way you planned your fight to go?
Yeah. I think I did an interview before the fight and kind of laid it out. Basically, I said, we're going to be doing a lot of movement. I'm going to be beating him from the outside, landing some heavy shots. And if he makes it through the first few rounds, I kind of predicted in round 4 or 5, he would turn the heat up like he did in round 3. So it came in round 3. And it ended up, you know, when you bring that much heat and that much pressure, it leaves you open. And that's where we fit our shots inside. And, you know, he did what a champ does. He was losing the fight, so he had to step up and come get the heat and try to bring it, put the pressure on. He was landing some decent shots, you know, moving me around, pressuring me. So you know, it looked like it was kind of going in his favor a little bit. The momentum was shifting. And then obviously because of the openings that pressure creates, and the shot fit inside.
How did you celebrate after your victory?
Well, we were on a lockdown. So, you know, we were quarantining obviously throughout the entire trip. We were able to leave the hotel room for 2 training sessions a day. And that's it. We were in that hotel room playing Xbox, Call of Duty, you know, watching movies and TV shows and all that, eating when I could. But that whole week leading up was pretty isolated. So it was nice to get the finish, to get the win, to have the belt, and then kind of get a small little celebration on the way back to the hotel and in the lobby or whatever. And then we came back home, and you know, we had the normal welcoming party with the family, the wife, mom, dad. It was very cool, but just a lot of family time. I like spending time at home with the fam. And really that's it. Back to training. I mean, that's what I enjoy doing. So that's how I celebrate stuff.
Considering also that, you know, you said that you are still healing from that injury, have you already talked with the promotion for your return?
I have not. I mean, obviously we're in talks. We're still communicating, obviously, on a regular basis, but it's more of a, you know, when I'm ready to actually start camp, we're going to get that contract sent over with the next person on the hit list, and then make sure we get the money right the way we want it, and then it's go time. It's a, you know, an 8-week camp, and then we fight. So hopefully that'll be soon.
If you, I don't know if you had to guess, or if it was up to you, when would you like to return to the circle?
Obviously, I said as soon as possible. That's true, but I got to be healed first. So if we're in looking at the end of June, July, August, September, maybe September, October, you know, I'd like to get in there sooner, but just based on the finger and how everything's going, if I had to throw out a date that you're not going to quote me on, I'd say about October.
No. Just like I said before, it's just an educated guess. Okay. So I'm reading the rankings right now and noticing that Christian Lee is still ranked at featherweight. Would you like to, considering that he's also, you know, the lightweight champion, would you like to face him, to meet him in the cage?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be I think it would be a great fight for the company, for the fans. And it's definitely a goal of mine to be able to compete against him. He's a great competitor. He's really skilled. He's good. Tough opponent. So yeah, definitely. That's one of the guys on the hit list, on the goal list. You know, I'd definitely go up to lightweight to fight him. I heard somebody say he, you know, wasn't interested in coming down to featherweight anymore, which is fine. I'd love to go up to lightweight and try to get my hands on that lightweight belt. So I'm down for all options, but he's definitely somebody I would love to get in there with.
By the way, you also you both competed on the same card in October 2020. So have you watched his fight that day?
Yeah. That one was against
Yuri Lapicus. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. I think Lapicus ended up going for out of mount to some type of footlock attempt and getting beaten up pretty good from there, and then it was just the end. But yeah, it was an interesting fight. It's motivating to see, you know, another champion doing so well, defending his belt, and, you know, wiping guys out. It's awesome to see that, and it's motivating, and obviously it gets me fired up to get in there and do the same.
And you already said that you are open for you know, for a super fight and to move up a weight division to meet him.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been open about that. I've been public about that. That's definitely something I want to do. I've also mentioned a lot of things about cross promotion stuff, the all those things are that's why I got into this sport, is to do big things. I didn't want to just compete and then just kind of be complacent. I want to, whatever scares me to do, whatever's the big leap in the next direction, that's what I want to do. Whether it's going up and getting a second belt, whether it's going cross promotion and fighting other champions that are dangerous and vicious and great fighters. So it's something that, you know, I'm not a guy to settle much. I don't get complacent, so I definitely want to push the envelope and start really trying to get big fights.
But in this moment, you know, in your opinion, who is the name who deserves, you know, a shot at your title the most in the featherweight division, in one's featherweight division?
You know, that's a tough question, because we've got all these talks about Gary being a next opponent. We've got that close fight, you know, quote unquote close fight. People thought Martin did really well in the third. I thought they were gonna, you know, possibly set up a rematch, because he had the belt for so long and defended it and was so dominant for such a long time. But yeah, I mean, I've told this to previous interviews, I'm down for anybody, obviously. I think maybe even have those two fight, have Martin and Gary fight, see who comes and gets either the rematch or a shot at the title. And might even give me time for my finger to heal, be in normal camp, and then we get that matchup right after.
Let's put it like this. It's kind of a tricky question, but in case your fingers takes a little bit too long, would you mind if the promotion puts on an interim championship on the line between these two fighters?
That's the thing. I mean, I know I'll be out for a while, and that's fine. Obviously, we happen to be overlapping with COVID restrictions and them not putting on a ton of events right now. So whether I was healthy or not, I don't think we could fight right away. But, you know, I'm kind of on the fence about those interim titles. I mean, I even held one for LFA, but just throwing around all these titles, it kind of diminishes the actual world title. It diminishes the world championship belt that is already in existence. You know, if you want to fight for a number one contender spot, they had Martin fighting another opponent. I think he was ranked number 5. And he was scheduled to fight him a couple times. That fell through. I don't know if Martin's looking to go to possibly get a title shot again this soon. But him and Gary for the number 1 spot and then fighting me, I think makes a lot of sense.
So there is one last topic I'd like to discuss with you before letting you go. A few years ago, you had your chance to join the UFC. You lost, you know, during the Ultimate Fighter finale, but then you stopped your opponent in the Contender Series. In your opinion, why didn't they offer you a contract, even though you stopped your opponent that night?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange situation. I know I'm really happy the way things played out, but you know, I don't know if it was a combination of my age. I'm quote unquote an older fighter, even though I feel better than I ever have in my career, and I'm the best I've ever been. But I understand that number speaks to people. They ended up signing O'Malley on that night, and he's a young guy. You know, he's got a long career ahead of him. And, you know, I ended up doing really well, finishing the guy, and maybe not a barn burner, maybe not a back and forth fight. I don't think I got hit very much in that fight. So it doesn't create the stylistic, exciting back and forth fights. And I think maybe that sells a couple more pay-per-views, and maybe that's what they're looking for. I don't know. I don't really care. I fight the way I fight. That'll never change, no matter who speaks to me or give me an opportunity or won't give me an opportunity. I don't give a shit. This is the best way. In my opinion, this is the best way to do martial arts. That's why I do it this way. If I knew of a better way, I'd do it that way. Getting hit less, following that Floyd Mayweather type of mentality, where the point of being a superior martial artist and a fighter is not taking damage and dishing out as much as possible. You know, maybe there's not a back and forth ton of action like some of these, you know, fight of the years and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm trying to take as little as damage as possible, and I'm trying to sleep my opponent. And we've done that pretty much 100% of the time. with the finishing rate. So I don't know. Maybe they don't find knockouts exciting. I don't know what the deal is. But like I said, I'm happy with the way I fight. I'm going to continue to grow in that aspect and become a better martial artist. And I do this not for prize fighting. I do this so I can be the best martial artist version of myself. So people have different reasons for doing this, and I fully understand. That's mine.
But have you been in talks with the UFC since, or you never heard from them again?
No, I got the opportunity of one championship. I was very, very happy with that and took it and ran with it. Got 4 back-to-back fights with very, very tough opponents. One was a bantamweight. He's now a bantamweight title contender. The second one was a lightweight belt holder for one. Third one was a Sherdog champion that came in to do really well, and he's knocked out a bunch of people. And then obviously Martin, the champ. So it's been a murderer's row of opponents they've given me, and I've been very, very happy. I've been very vocal about wanting to fight the best guys in the world, and that's why I do this sport. If I just had the opportunity to fight bums, I'd retire. I'd quit. You know what I mean? That's why I do this, to fight the toughest guys, and that's why talks like Christian Lee and talks like, cross promotion, other champions fighting those guys is high on my hit list, because that's the toughest thing possible I can think of to do. And that's what we're here for.
Talking of cross promoting, in the eventuality that, one championship at the UFC agree to for, crossover event, would you take on the UFC featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski, or the lightweight, considering that in one championship you are fighting at 155? Is that correct?
Right. Yeah, so I'll be 155 because we can't cut weight. We can't dehydrate ourselves that much. And Volkanovski obviously cuts water weight down to get to 45. So we're in the same division, really. Even though I fight at 155, it's the same. It's a featherweight division. I would assume Oliveira cuts a little bit of weight. So, him fighting at 55 without being dehydrated is probably not even a possibility. So sights have been set on Volkanovski and his fighting style and him as an opponent. And that's a very interesting matchup. It's such an awesome looking fight from the outside looking in. I think it would be great for the sport itself. And selfishly, it'd be great for me to test myself against somebody so established, such a good fighter, dangerous, beating great guys. And that's what wakes me up in the morning to train.
Sir, do you have any last message?
No, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. And tune in soon to watch me hopefully catch another body.
Sir, thanks again for your time. Congratulations for your recent victory. And hopefully I will hear again from you in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you.